because I've found you.
And who the hell are you?
I'm your dad, Peter.
Tell me about the first time you met with James Gunn and learned about who he wanted you to play.
Well, I was doing this for Hateful Eight, and Quentin's movie was a blast to be going around talking about, and suddenly I was getting bombarded with, are you going to do Guardians of the Galaxy? Are you going to be Peter Quill's father? What's going on? This is great. And I really didn't know what they were talking about because I hadn't seen the first one. And I said, gee, to be honest with you, I don't know what this is, but I knew one thing, that it was important to the people that were asking. So when I finally talked with James on the phone, it was a very quick phone call. And I just said, gee, James, I haven't seen the first one. I don't know what it is. I got to read it and see, and I need to see the movie just to understand. So the thing is that when I saw Chris walks into wherever his little home is in that cave or whatever, and he's kicking those rats out of the way, those alien, dangerous-looking, awesome, just little, but it's nothing to him. I began to chuckle and laugh, and I liked the character, and I liked Chris doing it, and then I just fell in love with the movie when I was watching it, and I said, very quickly, within about 10 minutes, I said, I see why I might be the right package for this for his dad, because I'd done a lot of movies that, were a little irreverent in different ways at that time, and yet, I wanted to talk to James about a number of things in it so I could fully understand it. So when I finally got the opportunity then to really understand it, I said, yeah, this is great. I'm looking forward to it, and can't wait till we get in the same room and we can start actually creating it.
When you were told that you were playing a planet, how do you even begin to contemplate
Yeah,
that?
I didn't quite understand. I said, what does that mean, Ego, the living planet? I don't know. And he said, well, he's created his own, he's created his own thing. And then I thought it was kind of done in an interesting way, because it begins to ask, it's what's great about science fiction. It begins to ask God and God's son questions. If you're God, then you're God's son. And he says, and Chris at one point says that, you're like a god. He goes, small g.
Do you go back and look specifically at Chris Pratt's performance from the first film to try to build into that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't have to go back and look at it. I've only seen that movie once, Guardians. But, that's all. I want to see it again because I want to see the things that now for Guardian watchers and for Marvel comic book watchers, I realize that he's planting seeds and he's dropping breadcrumbs all over the place. But that's what James does. That's his world, What's important for the actor to do, I think, is to just understand your value to this is finding what's, honestly, when you can be anything, it's really important to find what's relatable. And what's relatable is that relationship between a son who's never met his dad and has probably created some person in his image, in his imagination, and a father who has never met his son. He's never seen his son because he couldn't get. He's been looking for him for a long time, and he has purpose to his meaning. And finally, when they do get together, it's the reality now of that dream coming true. And like a lot of kids do, whose parents they never met, they have built them up to a place where they're going to obviously be less than. But to find out that they're extremely more than further jerks their chain around. And the same thing with the parent. I thought the exploration of that and the back and forth with Peter Quill and his Guardians family, dealing with that, and the way James Gunn had the other relationships going on. It's a 12-ring circus, and it's extremely dense. To be a part of that, I think is a blast, but you must, and at least I felt responsible for being entertaining, but not not doing a crazy one-off thing where it's fun to watch, but I'm not really connecting here.
Does anybody have any tape out there? I want to put some tape over the death button.
Nobody has any tape.
Not a single person has tape.
You have an atomic bomb in your bag. If anybody's gonna have tape, it's you.
I have to do everything.
You are wasting a lot of time.
That's a really bad sign.